What's going on? DSG here. It is April 6th, 3 p.m. on a Sunday. We're rocking episode 47, coming off a crazy baseball game, an ugly baseball series, but a crazy baseball game. And we're here to talk to you about it. Mike Devine, how we living, Papa? I like the DSG shirt.
Yeah, man. Rocking the VAR, living good. Glad we got a dub today. I was a little bit worried, I won't lie, that we are going to get a clean sweep, going into Sacramento. But they turned it around, went down 4, came back, won the game. Little reminiscent of the August pods from 2024. So it was a good sight to see.
It's the Shield Daddy magic, baby. You're never really out of a game. I won't lie, that first 2 innings of baseball was some of the ugliest baseball from both sides. We had 1 hit. We scored 3 runs. They walked in a run. Ben Brown looked like shit. And then Kyle Hart had objectively one of the worst starts I've seen a Padres pitcher have in a long time. It was really bad. And I understand why people, people are in the comments. People are, tweeting like, why is this guy here? Send him back to Korea. 1 start. It was ugly. He did look a lot better when he pitched against the Guardians. And Ben Brown looked like shit. Every pitcher didn't look. I mean, obviously our bullpen was better, but didn't seem like a great day to pitch. That being said, before we get into kind of the comeback, I do want to talk a little bit about some starting pitching question marks I'm starting to see a little bit. We really need Yu Darvish back. And we either need to know that if Yu is coming back or if he's out. Because if he's out, we got to make a move. Because I cannot see a team making a really good run with our rotation right now. We need one of Hart, Vasquez. If they're going to give us sketchy starts, because I'll be honest, Randy Vasquez got very lucky in his first start too. Kyle Hart was a little better, but then you watch Kyle Hart today. You do that against the Dodgers, you're not coming back, right? Yeah. So I think we need to bring up Steven Kolick. I think we need to see what we got with him. And if he's legit, awesome. Matt Waldron still has a shot whenever he comes back. But I really do think I would package maybe a reliever and a top 10 prospect and try to get a back of the rotation arm.
Like, but who though?
That's the only issue. I bet you AJ Scout are looking around because Sandy. I mean, without Salas or DeVries, they're laughing at our prospects. We do need we need a legit 4 or 5 in the rotation. I have no confidence in when Vasquez or Kyle.
They don't look good. They don't look good.
They don't.
So I'm with you on that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Kolick gets called up. Kyle Hart's a tough watch, man. He's a tough watch. I'm like, today was a difficult watch. Randy V, pretty tough watch. I'm in for comfortable watches, and neither of those guys are comfortable watches.
Yeah, it's just no
watch all year.
Well, the whole issue I had with this series, obviously, comeback was incredible. I know people come for us for the vibes. Martin Perez is exactly the type of arm we should have been in on and brought back
this year too.
You need a guy that can give you innings because shit like today. Thank God we had Logan Gillespie. Our pen would have been absolutely fried for this Sacramento series. Thankfully, Logan Gillespie ate those innings. We come back, we salvage the series. We're 8-2. So the vibes are high, but there are legit question marks. And what actually gets me hyped is the fact that I feel like a lot of these question marks can be answered. And once we get the right guys in place, this team is a 100-win team, 100%. If you make the right moves, if you get rid of the dead weight. I get what they're doing with Yuli, and I get what they're doing with Hayward. They're giving these vets a leash, right? They're saying it's April. Let's see if we got something there. We got something with Derry Bonds. He's legit. He'll be on our team. He hits. Yuli looks like shit. Jason Hayward, I have zero confidence in getting a hit when he's at the plate. So those two will probably not be on the team come May unless they start balling out. And that's fine. That's what you do. You try to make some shit happen. You try to make a Donovan Solano happen. You try to make a Peralta happen. And sometimes it doesn't work out. And that's fine. So you give him the leash. I think Yuli gets cut first. And I think Oscar Gonzalez might be up by tomorrow. I heard a rumor that he wasn't in the lineup today. So SpongeBob coming up. why is this important? When Yuli's up at the plate, there's no energy. You're like, dude, this guy is going to weakly ground out to the left side or he's going to strike out. Jason Hayward, I think he's striking out every at bat. He had a great career, Jay Hay. You're a likable guy. Probably will be great on TV. But I don't want you to see him. He almost dropped that ball in the ninth inning. He looks like it's like, bro.
He doesn't look comfy. He doesn't look comfy out there.
Yeah, I mean, overhating the legend killer, I actually do agree. I think Randy Vasquez actually, if he limits the walks, is a pretty solid number 4-5. It's just the walks. He'll walk one guy on a 3-2 pitch, and then he walks the next two.
My issue with it is at a certain point in time, you're not going to luck out, right? Like he's lucked out and gotten out of some jams. Like if you walk a bunch of people, statistically speaking, you will start to give up runs. Like if you escape a couple times, congratulations. But if you keep doing it, eventually the water's going to break and you're going to give up 6 runs in an inning or have a Kyle Hart-esque first inning and you got to get pulled and then the bullpen's taxed again. So I don't know.
We had
this series.
If you were to say, and I'm curious what your take is, why we lost that series, I think it's a very simple answer. 7-game win streak to start the season. We walked as a pitching staff in 7 games. You walked 20 guys. I think they walked 16 in the first 2 games, not including today where they walked 8 guys. So you walk in a series, a 3-game series, you walk 24 dudes. That's 24 free bases. The Cubs, if I'm a Cubs fan right now, I am going fucking apeshit, bro. We handed you 3 games and you didn't take one of them. We're 8-2 now. Hey, one thing I know about this Padres team, we're not going to walk 24 dudes in a lot of these fucking series. It was a bad series. We weren't throwing strikes. It's fine. But let's do a little positivity. We were being negative. You got to get it out of your system. And the reason why people like DSG, we're not all time. Hey, when shit's bad, when you balk twice and you score a run, we're going to call you out for it. We're not.
Balk twice was crazy.
Hey, we're not always sunshine and rainbows. We're optimistic guys, but we're also keeping it real. Let's keep it real on the positive side. What a freaking comeback, man. You're down 7-2. You have some career AAA guy pitching for your team, or 7-3, and you're about to get swept in Chicago. Everybody looks cold. Everybody looks miserable. And this guy, Jackson Merrill, comes up to the plate, and he does what he fucking does. He's the star of our team.
Yeah.
He's the star. He's the best player. He's the best player on our team at 21 years old. That's why this extension genuinely saved the franchise to an extent. I'll be completely honest. I could not have the heart at 26 to see Jackson Merrill go to the Giants or the Orioles or, God forbid, LA. Yeah. So he's a pod for life. He's the guy. He's special. So he gets that 2-run homer. Massive. We got a ball game. Logan Gillespie, man. Hey, you're going back down to El Paso, brother. They better give you first class on that Southwest flight, bro. Cheers to you.
It doesn't exist.
Bro. Yeah, it's true. But cheers to Logan Gillespie, man. That was an incredible performance outside the 2 box. Incredible.
Yeah.
You saved the game. You saved the series. And now you're 8. Hey, I know it sounds funny and I know it's early, Mike. 8-2 sounds a lot better than 7-3, bro. 8-2.
Way better.
8-2 heading into a Sacramento series where we'll be favored in every game. And it's a fucking launching pad. And you know, there's a couple guys on this team that could really use a launching pad right now. Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado. Manny Machado has become fucking Jared Dyson. All he's doing is stealing bags and he's hitting no bombs. What happened? You're like, Manny, I've never seen a guy become older, stop hitting nukes and start running. Overall, though, let's talk. What's your one takeaway from the Cubs series? And then we'll get into a little bit on some players.
This team played the worst baseball they've ever played.
At least not ever, but in
recent memory. In recent memory, they played their worst baseball fundamentally as a team, individually, and they still managed to squeak out a win. And honestly, could have probably won game 1 too. Yesterday was
we could have easily won game 1. We had it.
Yeah. So that playing that bad and manufacturing a win out of the game today sets up a nice trip back to California. You go play the A's in Sacramento, then you come back and you play the Rockies next weekend. 2 series that
you should win.
You should win and probably sweep one of them. So I don't know, man. I'm feeling good. 8-2, basically a 16th of the way through the season. 8-2 through 6. What's 8 times 16?
8 times 16 is 128.
Do that 16 more times and you win 128 games.
Hey, my take, Mike, and I said it to you earlier over text. And also shout out the chat, man. We got 100. Can't even believe we haven't even talked to anyone yet. 120 people in here on a Sunday at 3. Y'all are legends, DSG disciples, DSG friends. I like the disciples. Let me know if that's corny or not, because if it works, we're going to start calling everybody a DSG disciple. Awesome to have you guys in here. Great way to salvage a series. The vibes are much better than they would have been. I really like some parts of this team, and it's really obvious the parts that need to be fixed. And that is a good feeling. It's if we had an issue where we're like, man, we just kind of suck. It's not that. We have 2 black holes in our lineup right now. This guy's like, no hogwatch, so you guys are it. Hey, we appreciate being the second choice, but no, I appreciate it. Shout out Borna.
No hogwatch.
The black holes in our lineup right now. Do not want to see Yuli Gurriel get any hits. I do not, or any ABs. Jason Hayward, probably don't want to see him getting any ABs. Shockingly, the catching situation hasn't been as bad as I kind of assumed before the season. Left field is a black hole. I like Brandon Lockridge as a 5th outfielder. I don't like seeing Brandon Lockridge get starts.
I don't mind it, but I do agree with you. Like, I feel like if Oscar Gonzalez can play a decent left field, there's no reason that Brandon Lockridge should get starts. But he is a great depth piece. Comes in.
Great depth piece.
Try to have come pinch run. Great defensive replacement. If you need to give him a spot start every now and then, there's worse people out there to start. But it's pretty clear what this team can do to easily upgrade like tomorrow. Like, it's super simple. You bring in Oscar Gonzalez. You DFA Yuli Gurriel. You probably let Hayward stretch it out a little bit more. But
you keep Hayward on the squad. I think they like him.
Yeah. So I guess you keep Hayward on the squad. But if you wanted to make the team better, I would get rid of Jason Hayward and I would bring up Tirso. And then you have Tirso and you have Oscar Gonzalez. Those are 2 guys you could platoon in left.
And that's energy, bro. That's the thing I'm talking about, Mike, is we are kind of missing in the bottom of our lineup a little bit of that energy. So how our lineup goes, obviously, is Toddy starts it off electric. Arise had an incredible series. He looks like he's back. Shocking that the fucking guy who's won 3 batting titles. Water always finds its level, people. We'll be all right. That's why when a guy has a really good first 2 weeks and he's always sucked, probably not going to continue that the entire season. You go Toddy, Arise, Machado. They had some weird thing with lefties where they put Xander at 4th. Never again. Have Merrill bat 4th all the time. I do not want to see Xander batting cleanup, please, on my favorite baseball team. Jake and then Xander, interchangeable, all good. The bottom of the lineup is interesting because on righties, I'm having Gavin Sheets in there all day. You find a way. Even put him in left if you need to, if you're not going to DH him. Gavin Sheets, good. Catching situation, fine. It's that black hole that is either the DH or the left fielder. And if we figure that out, if Oscar Gonzalez or Tirso or someone comes up and can be a 260 with 16 home runs type player, get on base a little bit, this team's rolling. Our offense is rolling. We're a good offense. Shout out the $2 donation. Bearded guy is gone, so they should sweep rookies. I don't really get that one. Do you understand that?
Let me see that again. Bearded, they're talking about.
My bad. Sorry. Rookies. I'm assuming he meant Rockies, right?
Yeah.
Charlie Blackman. Okay, my bad.
Another thing to say, man. Sheets. You brought up Sheets. Save the game, man. Save the game.
Derry Bonds.
That single to tie the game. Save the game, man. Jackson Merrill with the swipe, right? Did he steal that base?
No, I think he got moved over. No, he might have. I forget what happened, honestly.
I think they put him in motion. I think he stole, and then Gavin Sheets came through with the single there. I mean, they came through with clutch hits today. I would say that this was a very unexciting series of baseball. Like, I wasn't like
they didn't play great.
I wasn't sitting there like at the edge of my seat excited at any point in time, like the first week of the season. But getting out of your first road trip, 1-2, windy city, freezing games, like those weren't easy games to play. Mid-afternoon, freezing cold. You go back, you play in Sac, and then you go back home. a good first road trip, start to the first road trip of the season.
I love it, man. I really can't underestimate how big of a deal winning this game was, because getting swept sucks. Good teams don't get swept. That's kind of my honest take on baseball. Is if you're on the road, I think Wood said this on the Padres roundtable. Shout out to Stephen Wood. Shout out Ben Woods. He said, he's like, I look at my baseball teams. I want to go 500 on the road. And if we go 500 on the road, I'm happy. So that means win the series against the A's, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You come home, you win the series against the A's, right? You'll be, what are we right now? You'll be 10-3 going home. That is not bad. That is good. If you're 10-3 going into your second homestand, that's awesome. Yeah, defense. We had a couple defense. We got lucky on Justin Turner, man. Justin Turner boofing that ball. Manny was about to get cooked on Twitter if he didn't fucking.
Yeah,
bro, that was a. Remember the Rockies? Remember the Rockies double play from last year when we were streaming?
I predicted it in the chat. I told you and Kate, I was like, dude. He's like, we need Manny to come through. I'm like, I have a bad feeling that the double play is incoming, and then sure enough, hits into it. Turner with the mistake, finally repaying us for the years of torment that he provided.
Bro. I thought that Turner at bat.
I thought he was gonna homer.
I was like, bro, he's fouling off so many good pitches, and then he like took a couple, and I was like, man, bro, that was
also,
a great. Yeah,
Suarez looks dominant.
So that's what I was gonna talk about. So our bullpen is really good. Our bullpen is a massive strength. I honestly think it's one of, if not the best in the league. You have Adrian Morejon, who's awesome. If he's your sixth inning guy, come on, because Chella Jerry's not getting hit. Jason Adam, when he throws strikes, and I know kind of his kind of vibe is being a little wild, but when Jason Adam throws strikes, and he makes big pitches too. Today he made a huge pitch on that first and third. Easily could have gotten out of it. But Bobby fastballs, man, hand up. I wanted to ship that motherfucker out this offseason. 100%. Every podcast I was talking about it. He looks fantastic. He's pumping it, sitting at 100, and that pitch, his little changeup. He's got a little slide. He looks really good. And LMFAO, fantastic point. And this is what Mies has been saying on the show. We overused Bobby last year. You've said that multiple times, Mike. Yeah. And with our bullpen now, we won't have to overuse him. And that is really good, because we don't even have Sean Reynolds yet. Sean Reynolds is another guy who, like, I put Sean Reynolds on like kind of the Adrian Morejon tier, where you're like, he could be a high leverage guy on another team. 100%.
I agree.
Where's Mies' Padres gear?
I'm repping the DSG, brother. One thing that's big for Bob, in my opinion, is like 4 innings this year, 4 saves, so 4 for 4, 1 walk in 4 appearances. You don't walk guys, you're going to close baseball games. Like
100%.
You're making them beat you with homers to try to come back and win games. Then if they do it, tip of the cap. But if you're walking guys and then you throw a pass ball and you just easily move people that shouldn't be on base over, that's how you lose. So limiting the walks in the pen has been huge. Definitely a question mark still on the back end of the rotation here.
That's our biggest question mark.
When Pivetta didn't get a clean start yesterday, I was like, shit, we have Kyle Hart pitching tomorrow. We might be screwed here. Like, we have Randy and Kyle Hart. If you would have told me before the series, you guys are going 1-2, I'd have been like, we're losing both those games. Pivetta had a bit of a struggling start. Still managed to pitch around and be like a pro pitcher there, but like, I don't know. It was good to see the team come out with a win today.
It was big, and good teams don't get swept. And the thing I love about the Mike Schilt-led Padres is the Sleepy Bob-led Padres does not win that game. The Jace Tingler-led Padres does not win that game. That's a turn off the TV game, to be completely honest. You're like, man, after that Kyle Tucker bomb, I was walking, I had to go do an errand, and I was like, man, this is a stinker, right? Getting swept, knew we had to do this show later, so I was like, how are we going to spin this? And the team just locked in, man. Logan Gillespie was great. Couple other things on, I guess, players. I'm really interested if Xander Bogaerts will ever have like a moment. Have you noticed that? Every time he's up in a big spot, he never comes through. He's been hitting the ball harder. He's been hitting the ball harder, which is great. He's been hitting the ball harder, which is great. But I'm thinking like, man, like one of those like Tatis against the Cubs last year in that comeback, or like Manny's walk-off. I'm like, man, I want Xander to have a moment.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to say I'm like honestly
He did have that walk off.
I am pleasantly surprised with how he's been playing though. Like I think people are giving Xander and Crone both really, really unfair shakes so far this season. It's like, in my opinion, if you're Xander Bogaerts, right, or if you're Jay Cronenworth, you could have 3 hits, and if you strike out to end the game like Crone did yesterday, I think he had a double and a single.
Yeah, he was good.
Out to end the game, and then people on Twitter are like, send him to Japan. Like, it's baseball, bro. You're not always going to get a fucking hit. Jake Cronenworth is hitting the ball well. Xander Bogaerts is hitting the ball well. Stop fucking complaining. Stop fucking complaining. It's actually making me annoyed because I'm like, you if you want a guy to hit, go 10 for 10, it's not gonna fucking happen unless it's Luis Ariz. It's not gonna happen. Tatis strikes out, Manny strikes out, like shit happens. Merrill struck out twice today, still at a bomb. So like when you're getting mad at Crone, right? And I still have moments where I dislike. You know,
this is great. People in the comments real quick are like, Jake is raking. Next guy says Jake is buns.
Yeah, because the standards are all out of fucking whack. Everyone's standards are out of whack. Like, what are your standards, chat? What's your standards for Jake Cronenworth? 400 average and 30 homers? Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Double in the gap? I'll take that. If he goes 1 for 4 with the fucking double as the 5 or the 6 hitter in the lineup, I'll take that. Like, what are we talking about? Jesus Christ. It's like, it's frustrating. Same with Bogaerts. Bogaerts ripped the baseball today. It's like, what moment does any of the pods have this year so far? Give me one moment.
Gavin Sheets.
Okay. One.
Jackson Merrill.
What was that moment?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's like, it's like we're fascinated. The whole fan base is fascinated by these fucking situations like, oh, Crone's cheeks because he struck out. Crone sucks. Xander sucks because he hit a ground ball.
It's because of the contracts for sure.
Oh my God, Jake Cronenworth's contract. If he's been playing well so far this year, that's a fucking good deal. If he plays this well. What's he hitting right now? What's he hitting with good defense? What's he hitting? Let's see. Right now, Jake Cronenworth has a 260 average with an 814 OPS. Hey guys, that's really fucking good. As a second baseman, stop complaining.
Well, the Xander contract's terrible.
Xander contract is bad, but Xander also probably had 2 bombs on Monday or on Friday.
I actually agree.
He's hitting the ball well. Just get ready for the BBB. The bogey bounce back paired with the BBC. The BBB and the BBC are going to take pitchers to town. Pause.
Hey, Measy positivity. I love that, bro.
Andrew, you're in the chat. It's not that good. 814 OPS is not that good. What are your standards? What are your standards, guys? Not everybody's going to be an MVP. Not everybody's going to be Jackson Merrill. Not everybody's going to be Fernando Tatis. You need guys to play well. 814 as well. If you need Jake Cronenworth to carry your team to a World Series, you're not making the fucking playoffs, Bubba. Okay, so get with it. A good second base is an 814 OPS. That is a great second baseman. Show me another second baseman not named Jose Altuve that has an OPS over 814, and I'll wait. I'll look in the chat, Andrew.
Man, that coffee's got.
It's annoying at this point. It's annoying. The standards are so out of whack. They're so out of whack. Hayward, if you're going to sit here and tell me Hayward stinks, I'll agree. If you tell me Yuli Gurriel should be shipped to the moon, I'll agree. If you're going to tell me Jake Cronenworth had a bad start to the season, I will not agree. He actually won us that game against the fucking Braves.
Yeah, he did.
I will not agree with you. We went lefty on lefty, his biggest fucking fear, clearly, and he hits a tank against the Braves and we win the game. What are the standards that these people are holding these players to? It's like,
I mean, bro, you're completely right.
Do you want to enjoy watching the game? Do you want to enjoy watching the game, or do you want to be pessimistic and say, fuck this team, fuck this player because he struck out? Enjoy the fucking game. They won today.
I mean, you're right, bro. You're cooking, dude. This is a classic Me's hot streak, bro. Don't fear the heater. I will say this too. When you watch your team lose, I will never complain for a win. Because when you watch your team lose, that feeling sucks so much that today, yeah, Kyle Hart looked like shit today. That's fine. We won. We won, bro. And we made shit happen. Shout out fucking Derry Bonds, man. I think we found a diamond in the rough with that guy. He's clutch. He's a dude. We need more dudes in this lineup. And the dudes that we have we have 6 good bats in this lineup. We have 3 really good bats and 6 good bats. And if you could get 1 or 2 more, if you could get another guy like a Gavin Sheets type, like if Oscar Gonzalez comes on and hoops for us and he's balling and he's hitting the ball hard, we're in a really, really good spot because this team only lost to the Cubs this week. We should have won the series. The only reason why we lost is because we walked 26 guys. That's it. That's literally the only reason. Like, we had a couple opportunities not go our way. It happens. We got kind of fluked on that first game. We got some help this game. That's baseball. The negativity, though, I completely agree with you, Mike. We're 8-2. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season, dude,
we would be
if you would have, bro, I would have been fucking throwing a party. I would have been throwing a party at Wings and Things.
Dude, we're on pace, Matt, we're on pace for 128 wins, and this team was their line was set at like 84. They're outplaying expectations. Enjoy
and the people in the comments, I get being negative, but Mike, you were crushing your rant was completely spot on. If you watch baseball and expect the team is going to win every single game, you will be disappointed. If you expect every player to get a hit every single at bat, you will be disappointed. It's not a fun sport if you do that. That being said, there are reasons to get mad when you're watching your team. Walks, balks, errors, not
effort. It's all effort based.
It's all effort based.
And that's why I'm trying to take a new lens this season because don't get me wrong, I'm not the preacher here. I know this is the gospel. I'm not the preacher trying to say teach you guys or promote how to fan properly because I get frustrated. Don't get me wrong. But I'm looking at it through the lens of like, does this guy seem like he gives a fuck?
Yeah.
And I think Jake Cronenworth gives a fuck. And I think Xander Bogaerts gives a fuck.
Yeah,
so I'm
going to
give him grace, right? I know Gavin Sheets gives a fuck. I know Tatis gives a fuck. I know Manny gives a fuck. I know Jackson Merrill gives probably a million fucks. Pause. But I want to look at it from that perspective where I'm like, I'm not going to shit on this guy if clearly Xander Bogaerts put in work this offseason and he looks like he's trying and he's hitting the ball harder. And Jake Cronenworth is able to hit lefties this year. So clearly they're doing the work to try to get better. I'm going to give them a little bit of grace. All right. Yeah, and they deserve it. And they deserve it. And then maybe if it's fucking September and they still are dropping stinkers and Bogaerts has like a 620 OPS, all right, maybe we'll have some conversations. Right. But like, this is 10 games into the season.
8-2.
Guys, we're 8-2, 10 games into the season. I'm going to let them find their rhythm. I think Xander Bogaerts should have had a couple homers this series. And then if you look at his OPS, I think it's like 680. If you add a homer in there, it's probably like 800.
Yeah,
he's hitting the ball hard. Shit's going to start to fall. He ripped a single earlier. He's hitting the ball hard. So I'm going to give him some grace. And I implore, I'm not even sure if that's the right word. I ask the chat to give these fellas some grace as well because no need to add unnecessary. Not Yuli. Yuli's got to go. Yuli's got to go. Yeah, no, he doesn't deserve grace. But, you know.
Yeah, someone asked in the chat, is it possible Gillespie could be a starter? I would – I mean, that outing today, I won't lie. Like, I mean, like, obviously I don't want him in the rotation, you know, on opening day. But if he needs to give us a spot start, when you limit walks, a lot of these pitchers end up being pretty decent. Walks are, I really believe this team will go as far as, or any good baseball team. If you win the walk battle, you almost always win, unless you're the Cubs today who didn't come through in some big opportunities. A team like us who has guys that can hit, if we walk more than the other team, we will win almost every single one of those games. That's why in the first 7 games of the year, we walked 15 guys. In this series, we walked 24. Why we went 7-0 compared to 1-2. It's all good. And guess what? We have the best pitching coach in baseball who's going to figure that shit out. Guys have bad games. Nick Pivetta wasn't a great start. It's all good. Baseball's a long sport. And I loved your take, Mike, on expectation. The higher you expect from these guys, the easier it gets to be disappointed. If you expect Xander Bogaerts to be 2018 or 2016, 2017 Xander Bogaerts, unfortunately, he's not that guy anymore. He's just not. But if Xander Bogaerts can be a 800 OPS. I mean, that's asking for a lot. 780 OPS guy who comes through in a couple big spots and plays decent enough defense. I'm happy. Jose Iglesias, someone that brings him up. 402 versus handed pitching. Why is he not in the lineup?
Great
Greg,
question.
Fantastic question. I would DH Jose Iglesias before.
Why are they not?
No, I think what they should do, honestly, he's a perfect guy to get dudes off their feet. If Jake wants a day off and he just DHs, even though I don't really love Jake against the lefty, but I feel like with his contract, he's not really a platoon guy.
I think the pretty seamless, easy one, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I love Arise. I love him. Defensively, he's a tough watch. He doesn't look like he's ever comfortable at first base, like stepping on the bag, covering the bag. Had a couple miscues yesterday. I don't find, at this point with how bad Yuli is, I don't find any issues with playing Iglesias at second, moving Crone to first, and then DHing Arise. Like, I think there's ways to get Iglesias in the lineup. I obviously think if you're going to DH Iglesias, you might as well put him in the field because he's like defensively one of the best middle infielders of the last like 20 years. So why not put him at second, slide Crone over, and then put Arise as the DH? Because there's no fucking reason Yuli Gurriel should get another at bat in the Padres uniform. Like
he had negative VAR, bro.
I don't like get the allure of him being on the team. Like, Preller strikes me as a pretty intelligent gentleman. Is he just trolling? Like, is this a troll? I actually am like, you can't tell me that he's watching this dude hit and go, yeah, no, this is what we need. Like, there's no way. There's no way. He's too smart of a guy to have that shitty of a player and not see it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Because at least Jason Hayward kind of brings that presence.
Jason Hayward's a great dude.
Yeah, you're like, you saw they all went in the off day. They went to like the Jason Hayward Baseball Academy. Like, he seems like a good dude. That being said, me and Mike are good dudes. Me and Mike aren't getting big hits for the pods this year. And if Jason Hayward doesn't show up at the plate and, a month goes by and Oscar Gonzalez or Tirsa's raking, hey, thanks, Jay. Hey, appreciate you being on the team. It's a performance-based sport. And if you perform, you're in. That's why Kyle Hart, Randy Vasquez, guys like that. Randy Vasquez, actually, looking back on that start, wasn't as bad as – I just hate when people walk in runs, to be completely honest. Pivetta walks in a run. That shit pisses me off. Kyle Hart, very tough start today. He'll get another opportunity. Hopefully it was a one-off. But, it's a performance-based sport. If he's not good enough, they'll send him back to AAA. He's got options. It's fine. I really do like what we're at, though, man. And we're going into a series against an A's team that the Cubs played and smacked. Absolutely smacked them. They didn't really smack the pods. Like, the Cubs weren't hitting, absolute nukes off the pods. They hit a couple homers. The Cubs have a pretty decent offense. But when they went to Sacramento, they were dropping like 10-plus runs a game. The Padres should get their bats hot against Sacramento this week. We're a better team than the A's. We got Dylan Cease and Michael King on the bump too. I think so is it King on Monday, King tomorrow, Cease on Tuesday?
Yeah.
And then we got Wednesday will be Randy V. I don't know who's pitching for the A's. I bet you we probably run into Luis Severino, which is fine. The A's pitching doesn't really scare me, to be completely honest. Name of the what is your – give me a couple key takeaways from the A's series. What do you want to see out of the pods? 8-2 going in. Severino tomorrow.
I would like to see – well, one, I'd like to see Oscar Gonzalez get called up.
Be awesome.
I want to see that. Like, I think if Preller wants to show how you start 8-2, that's a fucking hot start in baseball, dude. Like,
absolutely.
That is. But then you look at the division and you're like, all right, Dodgers are at 9-2. The Giants are they might have already won again, so they might be.
No, it's bases juiced right now.
Oh, they tied it up. The Mariners tied it up though.
Yeah.
So Giants either going to be 8-1 or 7-2, right? So everyone's pretty neck and neck. You don't have a lot of time to fuck around with experiments. Yuli Gurriel, in my opinion, is an experiment, and the experiment's ended. And the experiment probably should have ended. They probably should have just let him ride off into the sunset after the ground ball single that he had. It's not like he hit a fucking homer off the Western Metal. The guy hit a ground ball.
He doesn't have any hard hits.
So that's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
DH that doesn't
end
hit.
the experiment. There's options in the minors, bro. Oscar Gonzalez, even Yanni Barrels. Yanni Barrels has a 1100 OPS in the minors. He's raking. There's options to bring some fucking life into that DH spot. There's no life in that DH spot when Yuli Gurriel is in there as the righty. Gavin Sheets brings life. That dude, I'm expecting Gavin Sheets to go up and hit a nuke every time he steps to the plate.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm expecting Yuli Gurriel to strike out. And when he puts the ball in play, I'm like, that's a win. I can't believe this guy put the fucking ball in play. I will say one thing about Yuli Gurriel that I was impressed with. When he hit the ground ball yesterday, him beating out the double play was shocking.
He for a 40-year-old, he's got some wheels. I was impressed.
It was shocking. But the experiment's over, dude. Bring me Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez has 3 homers, a double, and a triple in the minors through 7 games.
Mike.
Yuli Gurriel hasn't hit a ball past probably 300 feet in the bigs this year.
So the thing with Oscar Gonzalez, when I talked to my buddy who's a Guardians fan, their biggest issue with him was his plate discipline. And his plate discipline has gotten a lot better. I think he walked a decent amount during spring training. Not sure his stats down there when it comes to walks. But if you get a guy who hits the ball consistently hard in this lineup, when there's a runner on second with 2 outs, Oscar Gonzalez is up compared to Yuli Gurriel. Just ask anybody that knows an ounce of baseball, who would you rather have up? And if anyone says Yuli Gurriel, they're lying.
You know who will? Astros fans. No, they'll be like, oh, yeah, dude, you guys just have to wait on it. Wait on Yuli. I mean, he's 40 years old. Wait on what?
If you keep waiting, he's going to be in the nursing home
next year. Like 40 years old, man. Like no disrespect to those that are the age of 40, but I don't know if I need you to be my DH for the Padres. I don't want to watch you DH and strike out for the occasional laugh when you do happen to beat out the double play. Like, that was impressive. I'll tip my cap to Yuli on that. We got a super chat down there.
Yeah, hey, loose cannon. Thank you, bro. I wouldn't wait either. Yuli finds it this A series or he gets DFA'd. That's probably what's going to happen.
I just think
so much bar.
Bro, why not just, like, I get maybe the team fucks with Yuli. Maybe they like him. Phantom IL. Give him a Phantom IL. If he wants to ride with the team, let him fucking ride with the team and hang around the ballpark. Turn him into a coach. I don't give a fuck. But do not DH him. When you have a DH that cannot hit, batting 6th, and then you have Jackson Merrill hitting 4th or hitting against lefties, they'll have him hit 5th. Yeah. So you're going to have Jackson Merrill hitting in front of Yuli Gurriel. Your best hitter is going to get on and your worst hitter is going to hit after him. Makes no sense. Bring me some pop. SpongeBob has VAR, bro. I'm telling you, Oscar Gonzalez is going to come up. He is going to rake, and he is going to be that guy that people are looking at in the offseason like, how do we let the Padres get this guy on a minor league deal? That is a type of guy that you get, and if you let him go, he goes full fucking Ty France on your bitch ass and rakes for another team, and you're like, why do we let this guy go? You have to bring him up. No one is going to pick up Yuli Gurriel if he gets DFA'd.
No.
Nobody.
No one picked up Eggy.
No, exactly.
That's another guy. Hey, that's another guy. Eggy against lefties. Get Yuli out of there. I'd rather see Eggy against lefties, bro. That's all Eggy does is hit lefties. That's literally why he's a baseball player. We have options. I respect. So, positivity, moment here. We're 8-2. Mm-hmm. And we have these black holes that will get fixed. So the sky's the limit, bro. Also, who do we play? The Atlanta Braves, who were picked by almost, many, many baseball fans to not only win the NL East, but possibly even make the World Series this year. Obviously off to a terrible start, partly because of us and the Dodgers. Second, the Cleveland Guardians just went in and smacked the Angels. They're going to be in the playoffs. And the Chicago Cubs, who will probably be in the playoffs. They're a good team. Their bullpen's a little mid, but they're a good team. So we play 3 good teams, and we're 8-2. Now's the real challenge. Now you go and you play the Sacramento A's, which you are going to be favored in every game. You should beat the A's. Hopefully a sweep, but you should win the series. And then the big series where I really do believe I'll learn a lot about this team is over the weekend. You take it to the Rockies when they come to town. The Rockies are not a good team. Shout out Sean Bouchard, not a good team. You come in there. We got guys like Kyle Hart on the bump during that series. Those are games you have to win. You have to win these games coming up. Because when we do face them, our division's cracked. Our division is really good. The Diamondbacks are good. The Giants are good. The Dodgers are good. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. So every game counts. So if there's a guy on your team that isn't performing to a level that they need to, they got to be quick. Quick. Just cut these fools. No harm, no foul. It happens. It's baseball. You cut Yuli. Hey, man, thanks for your time. All good. If there's a pitcher that's sucking consistently, get him out of there. Send him back to AAA or cut him. It's fine. I want my baseball team, and especially a team like the Padres that has, in my opinion, World Series aspirations. You don't have time to allow players that shouldn't be in the major leagues, let alone on the Padres, to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to figure that out. But on the bright side, man, I mean, bro, what's your honest ceiling for Jackson Merrill power-wise? How many home runs do you think you can get? Because I'm thinking he might end up being a 25 to 35 consistently home run guy.
I think Jackson Merrill is the type of guy that if he wanted to hit 40 bombs, he could hit 40 bombs.
Yeah.
But I think that he would sacrifice probably 30 points of average off of it if he was looking solely for bombs. Again, dude, my comp has always been Freddie Freeman. I think Jackson Merrill is a more athletic
Freddie Freeman
outfielder. He's a faster Freddie Freeman with probably a little bit less pop, right? Like I think that he still is obviously 21, so maybe he gets a little bigger, but like swing wise, the ability to hit homers both ways, drive baseballs both ways, either hit a bomb or just, fight off pitches and then bloop a single.
Yeah, he's great.
Pure hitter. He reminds me a lot of Freddie Freeman. And I'd say like what's Freeman's peak here? I'd say whatever Freeman's reached home run wise, I think Jackson Merrill could get there.
He's a special player, man. He's a special talent.
That is like the best. Also, like to be compared, and obviously this is my comparison, so I guess it's not everybody's, but like to even think of Freddie Freeman when you think of Jackson Merrill, that is a special talent to be compared to. Freddie Freeman's 33, a 60 career WAR. Like, yeah, I mean, Freddie's career high in homers was 38. I think Jackson Merrill, but he also got that at like 30 years old or 30 years old.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're touching
there, bro. We're just we're at the tip of the iceberg with this guy.
Merrill is 21 years old, man. That's insane. There's guys, top prospects throughout the league that are like 24. And Jackson Merrill's 21. And he's doing this stuff, man. He is the star of the team. He's him. He's him. Honestly.
I mean, 3 homers. He's hitting 380, 3 homers, 1,100 OPS.
Like, dude, and good defense.
We
never even ask about Jackson Merrill.
Like, oh, dude, it's just great. Like,
I didn't expect him to be fucking half this.
What'd you say?
I didn't expect him to be half this good.
Dude, I can't. It just seems like he keeps getting better. That's the craziest thing. Like, last year it was like, you had to like pinch yourself because you're like, this guy's fucking insane. Like, he's like, how did we luck out that this guy, homegrown. He's like our first. Tatis is homegrown as well. I will always say that because he never played a game elsewhere. But your 2 cornerstones, right? And obviously Manny is there, but Manny was with the Orioles. He's like a legit homegrown star, him and Tatis. Like, it's like when you see like your little cousin grow up and you're like, man, this guy's a fucking nice fastball. You're like, this is like, I remember when this guy was playing with the wiffle balls and now he's throwing like a 90 heater. But like, it's special. You remember when this kid gets drafted and then he just comes up and you're like, holy shit, he's so good. And this year it just seems like he leveled up even more. Like, I'm genuinely today, he struck out twice. I was genuinely surprised the first time and I was gobsmacked the second time.
I was shocked. And I knew when he struck out twice, I was like, oh, he's getting it back in blood. Like, he's a guy, he looks so angry when he gets out. And that's the type of fire I want out of my squad. Tatis looks like a completely different player right now, man. And in a weird way, I'm not saying he's sacrificing his power. He almost hit a bomb today. He just looks, I feel like he's comfortable right now. Is that an interesting way to say it? Like
so comfortable.
His approach at the plate, and he's such a good leadoff guy. He's not trying to do too much. And with the rise hitting, this is a dangerous team, man. April Machado is always a little bit mid. Let's be honest. He doesn't hit a lot of. He doesn't.
So we call him Manny May.
Yeah, May Machado. But we're in 8-2, man.
Before we, yeah, me too. Before we go, I want to just on the Tatis front, I think the most important thing to note is this year as a leadoff, he has more walks than strikeouts. Let me give you some perspective on Tatis's career. So first year, 30 walks, 110 strikeouts. 2020, 27 walks, 61 strikeouts. 2021, 62, 153. 2023, 53, 141.
Wow.
2024, 32 to 96. This year, 6 walks to 4 strikeouts. When Tatis is not striking out and chasing outside pitches and he stays within the zone, he is almost unstoppable. Because if you're not giving this pitcher anything and they have to attack you as the leadoff, because guess what? You don't want to walk Tatis, 1, because he's fast as shit, and 2, because Luis Ariz is coming up next, who literally pokes the ball wherever he wants. Like, you have to come at Tatis. And even when you watch that game against the Braves, that game that we were at, you can't throw this guy a get-me-over fastball to start off the game either. He's going to hit the shit out of it. So if you're trying to get around and pitch around Tatis and he's laying off shit, you're screwed because he's going to walk and then he's going to steal. And if you pitch at him, he's going to get a hit or he's going to barely miss. Like, he is a special talent. And I think that's one thing that we've always said as fans is, like, if he can cut down on striking out and walk more, which is also going to be the next level to Merrill's game too.
Yeah.
Like, when Merrill learns how, like, all right, I can actually spit on some of these pitches and they have to come at me, it's going to get really, really special, man. It's going to get really, really special.
We're in a great time to be a Pods fan, even though, you lose 2 games and you see Twitter, you're like, ooh, man. I loved your take though, man. I thought you crushed this episode. I got 2 Gavin Sheets, aka Derry Bonds trivia questions for the chat. If you guys, whoever is the first person in the chat to get this right, you win the shirt that we're coming out with tonight. So it's a Derry Bonds shirt. Should be a hit. I like it a lot. Hopefully we don't get in trouble with the Padres or whatever, but we'll see how that goes. First question in the chat, YouTube chat, by the way. Most home runs Gavin Sheets hit in a single season as a professional baseball player.
Are you counting majors or minors as well?
Majors, sorry.
I know this one.
First one is our guy D-Man. 15. Correct answer. 15. D-Man. Hit us up on either Instagram or Twitter. And I will
you would think more too, honestly, but
I will send you over. I will send you when the shirts come out. We will get you a shirt. Next question. This is if you know ball, this is kind of an easy one. Where did Gavin Sheets go to college? Bump.
Baltimore. That's a city, brother.
Missouri, LSU. Don't know that one. Vincente with the dub. Wake Forest. Gavin Sheets went to Wake Forest for his college, and you win, Vincente. Just send us a message on the old Twitter or whatever, and we're good to go.
We're not promoting gambling. I will say, I don't think there's a bigger lock for a home run tomorrow night in Sac than Gavin Sheets off Luis Severino. I'll just put it on record, and we'll clip this.
Hey, use Sleeper. If you are going to gamble, though, use Sleeper, promo code DSG. Helps the boys out a lot. And you get $100 match deposit if you want to do it. I got my Sleeper up right here. Any last words before we let everybody go and enjoy their Sunday? Watch some White Lotus?
Yeah, no, just shout out Chad. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today.
We have one question. My bad, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Our boy, thank you for the $5 donation, brother. Loose Cannon. Connor Joe, Eggy Rosario, Oscar Gonzalez. Who are you bringing up if Yuli is cut? I'd love to see what we have with Oscar Gonzalez. I think he deserves it. And I think there's something in his contract where he needs to be called up if he wants to stay on the squad. He seems like the guy who deserves the opportunity the most right now. If Connor Joe starts raking and Hayward doesn't play that well, I bet you they'll make a move for that because Connor Joe had an option. And Eggy's just an interesting guy. I'm happy he's still in the org. Rakes against lefties. Doesn't really do much else. So I would say Oscar, Joe, Eggy in that order. What about you?
Yeah, I would go Oscar first. Connor Joe second and Eggy third, mainly because I don't think Eggy has a 40-man spot anymore, so they'd have to DFA somebody.
Makes sense. Giants walked it off. Bummer.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing.
Dude, they got
They're
devil
playing
magic.
some. They're playing some mid-ass teams, but it's all good.
What'd they do? They had a homer?
I have no idea. I just saw the
singles. Oh, bro, this is so cringe, bro. This team. So
all
cringe.
right, hey, 8-2. Go Pods. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later, Muse. Thanks, chat.
Later.